Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another movie review. This time around, I'm going to be doing a review for Air, which stars Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. It stars Norman Reedus, Jimon Hounsou, and Sandrine Holt. So, yeah, this is the first movie to be produced by Skybound. For those who don't know what Skybound is, it's basically the same company that makes the Walking Dead comic books that produces the Walking Dead show. So yeah, this is their first venture into movies. So how did they do? Let's find out. So yeah, as usual, 10-second spoiler warning as usual for those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already. Stop the video, go check it out, and come back and watch the rest of this review. 10-second spoiler warning as usual, starting now. Okay, so 10 seconds are up. So for those who have yet to actually watch the movie and haven't already, please don't comment down below or be messaging me that I never gave you a fair warning, because as usual I did. So as usual, quick synopsis, likes and dislikes, and then the rate. So basically, this story takes place in this apocalyptic future. You have Norman Reedus and Jaimon Hounsou. Uh, they're basically like these. I wouldn't say janitors per se. I mean, they're a little bit more than janitors, but yeah, they're like the main maintenance crew. Basically, you find out that the air in the earth has become toxic, and there's been a few lucky people, mostly scientists, politicians, the rich, doctors, that type of people, and the few people who managed to become these mechanics, maintenance workers, whatever. They're able to survive in this facility which has clean air. So Norman Reedus and Jaimoon, whatever his name is, um, they're basically the maintenance workers, and they're basically checking if the air is okay. Jaimon's wife, Sandrine, Sandrine or whatever, her name is Abby in the film, so I'm just gonna go with that. So yeah, and by the way, Norman Reedus's character is called Bauer, and Jaimon Hounsou's character is called Cartwright. So I'm just gonna call them by the character's name. So Cartwright, his wife Abby is in this facility as one of the people who is a patient of this program, I guess. Basically, the people in the facility, they're put under a coma, or I guess, or some kind of coma, where they're basically frozen in time. They don't age, they don't malnourish or decompose or whatever. They're kind of frozen in time until proper air is available. And aside from these maintenance workers who are given about 2 hours a day for about 2 weeks to make sure that everything's okay, nobody wakes up. So Cartwright, his wife, is under this program, and he has hallucinations of her because he thinks she may be dead. Because Bauer, he says, my family's probably dead, so is yours. Let's just move on with this shit. So, yeah, and it's basically their struggles living in this enclosed facility after so many years, because you do get a sense that it's been a few years, and they only wake up about twice a year for about 2 weeks, 2 hours a day. So yeah, and you do see how they kind of start struggling. Cartwright, he kind of tries to murder Bauer at this one point, and then Bauer, after finding out that Cartwright tried to kill him, the first time Bauer literally does try to kill him with a gun. The first time Cartwright, or not the first time, but Cartwright really just didn't want to save him. He was kind of seizing out or whatever. He was suffocating, and Cartwright was kind of hesitant at first to do anything. Bauer, however, thought that he just didn't want to help him, and he just grabs a gun and is about to shoot Cartwright. And it's basically a cat and mouse after that. And at the end, Bauer dies, Norman Reedus dies. So yeah, Daryl dies, you're right. Okay. And then you see Cartwright. That's a really annoying name. I'm gonna go off that. Like, these names are annoying as shit. Cartwright and Bauer. whatever Cartwright, he continues doing the maintenance for this facility for a couple years, for a bunch of years, it appears, from what it appears, and eventually the air is clean enough for people to live in. So Abby, his wife, wakes up, and they have a nice touching moment at the end where they hug and kiss, and yeah, they should stick to The Walking Dead or any other zombie apocalypse crap. It's not a bad movie, but it's not a good movie. It's down the middle. Um, the acting is fine. It's really just the writing that's kind of the issue. Like the writing is not that good, and it's pretty boring. I mean, for the plot and for the type of plot they have, it's pretty boring. And I really just wasn't. There's a huge part where I just wasn't really paying attention. I was like looking at the screen. I'm like, okay, that happened. That happened. Okay, that happened. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Whatever, and that happened. I was kind of bored throughout most of the movie, and that's really it. The acting, it's pretty solid. Norman Reedus, I'm used to seeing him as Daryl Dixon, so it was kind of weird to see him as this new character. But I'm like, whatever, okay. Jaimon Hansu, or however you pronounce his name, DJIMON, Jaimon Hansu, whatever. He was pretty good in the role. It was functional in the role, but again, these characters were like, they could have been played by anybody, in my opinion. They could have literally been played by anybody else. And so I mean, I wouldn't say they're generic per se, but yeah, I guess they were kind of generic. Um, yeah, I guess they're kind of generic. The writing is pretty decent. The action's actually pretty cool. The action is what woke me up. Sad to say that was all during the third act, but the action is what mostly kept me up. So yeah, yeah. I mean, it does have its aspect of mystery because there is this one part where Cartwright has to explore the whole facility because they're stuck in this one section of the facility, and they kind of want to explore the rest of the facility, how to see how it is, and they get to another section of the facility, come to find out that that part of the facility has blown up. So they kind of realize, this facility is smarter than us and has been using some kind of psychological bullshit to keep us all somewhat sane, the both of us somewhat sane. So I thought that was pretty interesting, but it was kind of sloppy at the end because at the end it's kind of predictable when you think about it. Like, wouldn't, like, when they explain it, I'm like, okay, and by that logic it would be a bit predictable. So yeah, I mean, it was okay. Wasn't that good, wasn't that bad. I'm gonna say it's a little less than decent, and on a score of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, and 6 being decent, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. It's a little less than decent, but it's still a pretty good film, I guess. To say the least. Check it out, I guess. Yeah, I guess if you like Norman Reedus, go check it out. And check something else that he has yeah, if you like Norman Reedus, I want to see something that's not Boondock Saints or The Walking Dead. Check out Air. It's an okay watch. So yeah, I mean, really, the writing's just kind of weird, and I never really understood as to why Cartwright was getting hallucinations of his wife. But then again, it's one of those things like he's kind of been locked up for a couple years now. Don't you think he'll have hallucinations of the people he loves? So it's kind of like one of those things that they don't really explain, but at the same time, you kind of have to put logic into it. So, whatever. So 5 out of 10 is what I'd give this movie. And yeah, that's basically it for this review. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, and comic book reviews. Comment down below on your thoughts on the movie. Have you seen it? And if not, why not? If you have, what are your thoughts on it? Comment all that down below. Let me know. Like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.